So I'm responding to a couple of comments in the comments section, funnily enough, about if we're following this process of reconnecting and feeling, what if what you're feeling is rage? What if it's not something that's going to respond to your calm presence? And I think this is a really important point. There was another comment about the messiness of life, but particularly if you're experiencing stress. And I don't want to give you the wrong impression or be disingenuous in the way that I'm showing up and I'm very calm and very collected. My own personal path to healing was incredibly messy. And that's what being human is about. It's not perfect. I'm showing up in a way that is calm because I already want to create that connection. I want to help you reconnect and to be aware of the potential. My intention is to create a safe space and for you to be able to receive this information in a calm way where your nervous system is already responding to my presence and everything that I'm sharing. But there is that side to healing stress that is incredibly messy. What we're doing essentially as we connect in this way and we're acknowledging and recognizing what it is we feel in the body is that we're starting to connect with so much emotion that hasn't been expressed. And this was my own experience as well, because what I'd learned to do from a very early age was to hold everything in. There was no healthy outlets, and I didn't have the awareness at the time that this was so important to be able to express what you feel. And so by the time I was in my mid-40s, my body was like a pressure cooker. And in terms of what it is we hold in, and the body is capable of holding a lot. What we've held in, or what I had held in, there was suddenly no more space. And so there was a sense of things just starting to spill over. And that's when my health really started to fall apart. My body couldn't hold anymore, and the signs became very visible. And so as I started to reconnect, what I understood was that I'd been holding so much in. And part of the process has been incredibly messy and emotional and has involved a lot of crying and a lot of rage. And it's really important to express that. If you feel that that's what your body is asking for, that's what you need. And again, this is about responding to your needs. And it's not about becoming emotionally volatile and screaming at anybody or anything. It's doing this with awareness. So you might feel that rage and you might express that rage, but you're aware of what you're doing. It's not just reactivity. There's a presence, a connection that is aware of what is happening, and there's an allowing, because we hold so much in. We've done this without awareness. It becomes our normal, our habit, and to be with that stress as a constant companion, if you like, not a very friendly one at times. But again, it's about understanding what the body's communicating. So when I show up here and I'm guiding you through a process and I'm very calm, and I'm guiding you to connect and to observe and to feel, that's one part of the process. And it's going to help you understand what emotion your body's holding, what emotion perhaps that's been held for a very long time that might be creating an imbalance in your health, a discomfort in your body, of being very reactive emotionally or distracted mentally. There are so many different ways that stress expresses itself in your experience. Please don't feel that you only have to be calm and connect in this way. Life is messy. Being human is messy. And it's really important to express whatever it is that is coming up. But it's doing so in a way that's healthy, in that connection. This isn't about being perfect. Sometimes we shout, sometimes we rant, sometimes we lose control. And that's okay. It's not about being perfect. But the more you connect in this way, the more you'll be able to express what you're feeling in a healthy way. The more that you'll be able to see how your reactivity is recreating patterns and also influencing the choices that you're making in life. So by connecting with awareness and bringing your attention to whatever it is your body's feeling, can on the one hand help you understand what the body has been holding and what you perhaps need to express in a healthy way. Feel an intense rage or a sadness or a grief or frustration, irritation. There are so many emotions and they tell us so much. Whenever I've experienced these intense emotions that I've understood have been held in for so long, I do take the time to reconnect and be present and observe, what is this telling me? Where have I been holding this in the body? And that also gives us so much information, insights into our unique experience. So while you see me in these videos, showing up calm, sharing what I know in a way that I hope is creating a safe space for you to receive this insight, this awareness, know that I have done a lot of work off screen that isn't always calm and collected. It can be very, very messy, and that's okay. That's life. And it's about allowing yourself to express from here. And sometimes it's messy, but the more we express what we're feeling, the more we're going to be able to connect to what it is we each have to say. And to be able to show up authentically, without fear, to be able to show up authentically and freely. And that's what this process is also about. It's about connecting to your core truth, your core self, and being able to express from this place. So I hope that gives a little bit more clarity. And again, this is something that I look at in the 6-week Alchemy of Stress daily connection. So if it resonates, if you feel called to explore that, then the link is in the description box below. It'll be available from the 25th of January, very soon. And there'll also be some free guided audios and foundational practices if you'd like to develop your own practice or just curious about my approach. So thank you as always for being here. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your feedback. It helps me to bring clarity to what I'm sharing. So thank you for that. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next post.